Hello everyone, we're back to look more at coordinates and shapes, and today we're going to think about the movements between shapes and think about how can we describe the movements between shapes. So I'd like to have a look at this one and think how can you describe the movement. Make sure you've got a description both for the triangle and the rectangle. Pause the video if you need to. And then let's have a look. Well, with the triangle first, the triangle has moved 5 units to the right. Now this can be a bit confusing because it looks like there's a gap of 2 between them, but here, if we look at one corner, in fact I'm going to draw that on here, you've got one corner, let's say this one, and that's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. So move 5 and to the right. Remember to check your left and your right. And with the rectangle I think is in some ways easier. This one, we want to say this has gone 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So not 2, but 5 to the right and 4 down in the case of the rectangle. Now, when we have this, it's important to note the shapes have not changed size, they're the same size. They've not been rotated, so for the example of the triangle, they're still pointing the same way. And they've not been reflected, same idea, they're not like back to front. We call this, when a shape moves but doesn't have anything else happening to it, translation. Now, sometimes shapes move in more than one direction, like with these ones. How can you describe the movement of these shapes? Pause the video and have a think about this one. Now in the case of the square has moved 2 units to the right and then it's moved 3 down. See over here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 to come down. Whereas the triangle has moved across and then it's moved up, so it's moved 4 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 up to get to where it is now. I'd like you to use these skills for your turn. And use the speaking frame to help you. Think about how many units it's moved left or right first, remember the x-axis, and then how many units it's moved up and down the y-axis. When I was in school, my teacher always used to say along the corridor and up the stairs as a way to remember. I'd like you to try it for these 3 questions. Pause the video, give those a go, and there'll be some more after this. Now, sometimes we can describe the translations with coordinates, not just with words. How has the purple shape here been moved to become the orange shape? And I've drawn something here to help you. So this has gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. And we want to get to this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. So 6 to the right and 5 goes down. When it moves to the right, the x coordinate will get 6 bigger. The numbers are going to get bigger as we go this way. When it moves down though, the y coordinate is going to get smaller because it's lower down. Then to write this as a translation with coordinates, you'd say it moves 6 in the x-axis, 6 positive going right, and minus 5 because it's going down. If it was going up, it would be positive 5. This is not a skill that we're going to look at today. We're going to mostly look at doing more translations. You're going to do it where I'm going to give you some instructions, and you're going to draw out and translate shapes. But it's good to know this one. Here's the independent task. You're going to need to draw these out on some squared paper. If you don't have squared paper, you can make a grid on some non-paper, or you can use the MathFrame coordinate tool, which I'm going to link in the blog, and which is on the overview for this week. It's under Monday's task. We take the shapes and make sure you've got each one, translate them, meaning move them, but don't change the size of them. The size of the final shape should be the same size that it is now. Good luck with this task, and let me know how you get on.